you were with us once and you failed.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
So I was a franchisee from 2006 to 2011.
Yeah.
Came in, didn't really have an idea, wasn't really good with running a business, had no idea what I was doing, probably a little bit out of my depth and probably a bit too early. From there, I left in 2011. It got a bit too hard, and I had a few too many complaints coming in, and got the humble breach notice, and I just decided it wasn't for me at that time. So I went away, done some other things for a couple of years, paid off all the debts that I built up because I didn't do things properly, worked really hard, and then started off as an independent back in 2014.
Yeah.
And 2016 I went full-time. I'd left my full-time job back to working as an independent. Always wanted to come back. I sent you an email saying about some gyms, some Go Blitz work at that time.
Yeah.
And then from there you sent me a message saying, I'm sure your franchisor would be happy to give you another go. So I contacted Dave and Carl.
What was it like coming back? I mean, did it improve things? Was it?
For me it was, I had to succeed because I failed the first time and I wanted to do better this time, and I wanted to make sure this time I'd done it right. And I ran successfully as an independent for a bit over 2 years, but in the end, with other lead generating services like service seeking and high pages and things like that, do you really want to go and line up with 8 people for a $50 lawnmower? I was doing some Go Blitz work, and back then it was Go Blitz then. It's changed its name a few times now. And then Dave and Carl made me a good offer to come back, and since then I've come back and I've just made sure that, I wanted to build a successful business. I've now got 2 employees. Going to turn over some really good figures this year.
What's your rating? Your star rating?
5-star rating. So
5.0.
5.0. I've kept that.
You got a breach last time. Now you're one of the absolute elite. You're one of your top 5%. That's amazing.
Yeah. So my wife's also a franchisee. She's a laundry franchisee, and she says, I've just got my 17th 5-star. And I said, look, when you get to 120, let me know. So we have a bit of banter, but she's enjoying it as well.
How do you do it? How do you get to be 5.0?
Look, it comes down to making the customer happy for me, and taking pride in your work, enjoying what you do. Like going back and working a full-time job where you had to start at 6, you had to finish at 3. You work for yourself. There's no better feeling for me working for yourself. And when we leave a job, I say to the customer, when I'm leaving that job, I'll say, Jim, are you happy with the work today? Have a walk around. Have we missed something? Let me know you're happy. Oh, mate, whatever. Sometimes I say, what about that? No problem, we'll fix it.
And you say, if you're not happy, then you tell me and I'll come back and
correct,
fix it. Don't call Jim.
And that's exactly what I do. So I'll say to them, look, if there's something I missed, if you look at it later and there's something I've missed, give me a call on the mobile. We'll come fix it tomorrow. Don't call the office because that's going to be bad for me. And then I have to try and explain it. Give me a call, and then if you're not happy with the response, then take it further. But give me a call.
But you have had a couple of complaints, but you fixed them up.
Yeah. So we got a couple. We've had a couple of. I think it's 3 complaints now, but I've given you the evidence that you asked for, and
you fixed the job, and I took them off.
Yep. So one of them was some weeds come back. I'd done this massive clean up on a garden bed, and the weeds come back after 6 weeks, and they decided that I told them the weeds wouldn't come back. I don't know how I told them that, and then they wouldn't allow me to go back and fix it, and then the offer was made, but that was withdrawn because I showed photos and everything else that was required. And then I got one 2 weeks ago that came through where the customer said that didn't turn up, didn't show up, didn't call, didn't contact me, and I just sent you the call history, the emails, and all the evidence, and that was you just deleted it.
Yeah.
So
tell me, what's the comparison? You were an independent, full-time, and then you were gyms. How did that affect your income?
It's totally different. You don't have to worry about all the advertising yourself. Like having all those lead subscriptions. People say, what if you're doing so well as an independent, why go back to gyms? That's because tomorrow, if I've got a quiet day, I can turn leads on, and then I'll turn it off an hour or 2 later. So I love the Gyms Group, I love what I do, and the simple reality is when you talk to your customers, I always suss out the customer. I say, how many people have you called? Or what did the other guy charge you? And I said, we only rang gyms. And that's probably about 80 to 90% of my leads.
Wow. They
only rung gyms. And if they know the gym system, when I've had work done at my place and that sort of stuff, and I've used gyms contractors because I know if I don't get the job done properly, it actually did happen. It actually happened where I contacted you and you rectified the issue I had.
What's the difference in how much you can charge?
Definitely. Look, I don't really think there's a comparison. I charge my rate. I know people look at gyms and they see the nice setups, they see the equipment, I generally tried to charge. Look, I generally charge around the same as an independent to what I did now. I'd probably, a little bit more because if people know the Gyms Group, know the Gyms Guarantee, then you're paying for a service, and they know that we're going to turn up that following day, we're going to turn up that following night, or whenever it is, and it's going to be done. And if it's not, if they know the system, then I'll know there's consequences for the franchisee if they don't.
Well, that's a great story. Thanks for that, Matt.
Too easy, Jim. Thank you. Cheers.